Erfan Daliri is my name, and it was given to me by my Iranian parents who escaped Iran and met in India separately. They were married there. I was born in India. At the time, my father was using theatre and art for social change. And my parents met, fell in love, didn't speak a word, told their parents they want to get married. Their parents arranged for them to get married, and a week or so later, they were married and they went on their way. So from that point, right through to today, they've both been working in social change, community development. My father's worked with indigenous communities. My mother has worked with migrant communities. My father did his PhD in indigenous literacy. My mother is now helping settle refugees who have come out of detention centres. So for myself, my whole life, I've been involved and surrounded by the idea of service to humanity and social change and community development. So naturally, my trajectory was always going to land somewhere in the vicinity of where it is now. My father started festivals when I was young. We used to live in Tasmania, and he started his first festival in Devonport, called the Devonport Cultural Festival, 30-odd years ago. And since then, he's been running festivals pretty much every year in Queensland. So I learned how to run and manage festivals and bring in social change elements through them until about 3 years ago when Atlas and I started working together, and we brought into beingness the idea of Newkind as a social change event, a festival where agents of change can come together to be upskilled through workshops, lectures, and discussion panels to become more effective and efficient agents of change. So if you hadn't heard of Newkind before today, which some of you had answered no to, that's what Newkind is, and that's how I kind of ended up there, using events and festivals for more effective positive change rather than just escapism or entertainment. We program our event with lectures with economists to professionals in early childhood education, to permaculturalists, to earthship builders, to physical trainers. It's a drug and alcohol-free event. It's a plant-based diet. It's run completely on solar power, and it's a zero packaging event as well. We feel that in order to be able to speak about themes of social change, social justice, environment, and sustainability, we have to actually embody it. So from the very beginning, we knew that we had to put in place these principles. So that's pretty much what I do most of my time. Before Newkind, I used to spend more energy on spoken word, and I've toured Australia and the UK and used spoken word to bring about social change until a particularly traumatic experience in my life made me question everything, and I had one of those dark nights of the soul kind of period where I was wondering, what is the point of living if for so many years people have tried to make the world a better place, and yet we're still in the mess that we're in currently? If my parents committed their lives, and hundreds of thousands of people throughout history have committed themselves to trying to make positive social change, why is the world in the state that it is in still today? And in that state of trauma that I was and questioning everything, I put the question out there again. And just like I asked you earlier to imagine that there might just be a conscious observer of your existence, in that moment, I just said, maybe someone can hear me. And I said, if you don't tell me what it is I'm meant to do to actually make things better, then I'm going to end it right here. Give me a clue. Give me an idea. How can we be more effective than we have been in the past? Because if I don't see a way through here, if I don't find a glimmer of hope that there is reason to continue, I'm going to end it here in this cabin in Tasmania. And after 3 days of crying and praying and crying and praying and not really eating very much or sleeping very much, on the 4th morning I woke up and the words came to me. Just as I woke up without having to think about anything else, because I didn't really care about anything in that state. I didn't care about bills, I didn't care about family, relationships, nothing. Everything had been taken away from me. So I woke up like a clear blank slate. And it just said, activate the others.